Hey everybody, it's James, your old buddy. How you doing? So, Old Farts made a video recently talking about the Codex Alimentarius conspiracy. Links down below to his original video. Now, I've only done a few hours research myself, but I'll leave a few links down below in the end bar so so it can help you make up your own minds. Old Farts, I absolutely love your videos, but I've got quite a few disagreements with you on this topic. But before I get into the meat of it, I'd just like to say that I'm no more of a fan of McDonald's than you, and I could probably make a 15-minute video about the disgusting business practices of the big pharmaceutical companies. But there's a massive difference between genuine criticism and blatant propaganda. From what I've seen so far, Codex really doesn't seem like some evil megacorporation hell-bent on controlling the world's food market, destroying all its nutritional value and forcing people to get down on their knees and become lifelong slaves to Big Pharma. Now, I certainly don't want to see vitamins becoming prescription only, but nor do I see that listed anywhere on Codex's official site. But vitamins should be considered mild toxins. Of course, vitamins and minerals are absolutely vital to health, but at large doses, vitamins and minerals can be just as bad as some mild drugs. Take, for example, calcium. At high doses, it can cause drowsiness, extreme lethargy, impaired absorption of iron, zinc, and magnesium, and can lead to calcium deposits in tissue throughout the body, which mimics the effect of cancer on X-rays. And vitamin A can cause headaches, blurred vision, loss of hair, bleeding lips, cracked and peeling skin, muscular stiffness and pain, severe liver enlargement, liver damage, anemia, extreme fatigue, injury to brain and nervous system, and in women it can cause fetal abnormalities and menstrual irregularities. From what I could gather from the Codex site itself, Codex regulations are completely voluntary and genuinely do seem for the sake of promoting best practices for hygiene and food safety. Personally, I'm more concerned with the sites which buy into the conspiracy and their anti-science agenda. Take, for example, Health Freedom USA, one of Codex's biggest and most vocal critics. They are anti-vaccine, anti-FDA, think toxins cause autism, and are pro-woo-woo such as the ear candle and the detox foot pads, both which have been debunked time and time again. Furthermore, the vast majority of the sites I've seen which criticise Codex have been anti-vaccine. Now, this certainly doesn't prove that Codex are innocent, but it certainly pokes some serious holes in the credibility of the sites which are criticising them. Now, if I was to have a guess, I'd guess that some of these natural health companies and supplement companies are just getting their knickers in a bunch because Codex doesn't support an outright ban on GM and doesn't submit to their bullshit and tries to hold them to the same level of responsibility that pharmaceutical companies have been held to for decades. The natural food companies, and to an even greater extent the supplement companies, can be every bit as greedy as Big Pharma. Just to be clear, I have absolutely no problem with companies saying, eat a balanced diet, cut down smoking and alcohol, keep yourself hydrated, get plenty of sleep, and do lots of exercise. If they are to do this, I would be 100% behind them. And yes, there are some very good companies out there, but for some, this just isn't enough because it's not making them enough profit. They have to resort to making outrageous, unproven claims about their products. Take, for example, the pictures of massive 300-pound muscle men on the front of protein shakes. And luckily the FDA is actually starting to clamp down on this sort of thing. They're now making it illegal to show results not typical images. Therefore, supposing they released a weight loss pill and they tested it on 200 people, and on average each person lost 2 pounds, but one of them lost 50. They can't take that miraculous case and use that as evidence. But something far, far, far worse, perhaps the most extreme example I can think of in the supplement company, is Matthias Rath. This genocidal, murdering scumbag sold vitamin C capsules as a cure for cancer and multivitamins as a cure for HIV in South Africa. I've left a link down below about him. It's an extract, a free chapter from a book by Ben Goldacre, Bad Science. I recommend everyone checking it out because it's something the public really do need to know about. Moving on to the 4-year-old burger thing then, which you mentioned in your video. Well, first off, I'd just like to make it abundantly clear again that I do not like McDonald's. I think their food is absolutely disgusting, but I think it's necessary to point out the difference between genuine criticism and clear propaganda, which is exactly what that video was. The thing is, if you take any thinly sliced burger, it will preserve in exactly the same way as a McDonald's burger, provided it has some salt in it and it's given chance to dry out. As for the fries, well, they're deep fat fried. Of course they're going to preserve better than raw potato. You can leave grated potato out for a day and it goes grey. Whereas I've seen chips which are 2 weeks old and they've looked exactly the same afterwards. If you seal the moisture in a McDonald's burger, for instance, you put it in a container and seal it shut, it will grow mold in exactly the same way any other burger does. I'll leave a link down below to a video demonstrating this, or of course you can do the experiment yourself if you don't believe me. Finally, I guess I should get onto the subject of GMOs. Now, personally, I'm all for GMOs, provided they are tested thoroughly and biotech companies aren't using unethical trade practices such as using the so-called Terminator gene. But believe it or not, they were not the first food producers to sell in this way. Pioneer Hybrid International is America's largest hybrid corn company. They sell a high-yield crossbreed corn, and due to the Mendelian mechanics of breeding, seeds have a low chance of having the original high-yield characteristics, so customers have to keep buying the seeds. As for the Roundup Ready crops, they are not pesticide infused. They do not produce pesticides, they have a resistance gene, so that they will survive whereas weeds will die when treated. Such a method is actually beneficial to the environment. Normally farmers will have to use a whole range of pesticides, all toxic to a different type of weed but safe for the plant. This actually saves millions of gallons of pesticides per year. Then of course you have GM E. coli, which produces human insulin, which is keeping tens of millions alive today. There are some genuine reasons to be concerned about GMOs, but I think continuing with extreme caution is the best course of action. There's reasons to be concerned, but the ones the antis put forward are generally laughable at best. Yes, we don't know everything, but what we do know is already helping millions. As for the idea that Codex is trying to deflate the world's population, to me that just seems insane. It just seems unimaginable that the public, dietitians, scientists, and combined world governments are just going to sit idly by and let them get away with it without calling them out on their bullshit. Of course, though, I don't know everything about Codec. It's quite possible I have missed something really, really horrendous, but I'm not going to believe a conspiracy until I actually see any real, reliable evidence for this. So, if you think I've missed anything particularly drastic, leave a comment down below, or leave me a video response. So thanks for watching guys, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.